this is your favorite newscaster, Umbrella Dawson. I hope you're ready for another story on America's top city. The highlight for today's episode is on the great city of Raleigh, North Carolina. Nestled comfortably in the South, Raleigh is known for its good cuisine, history, and thriving business. Does Raleigh make you jolly? Then it's the episode for you. We will bring you, as usual, the best of this city's heritage and culture in today's episode. Fun fact, Raleigh is the second biggest city in North Carolina. Here on the scene in downtown Raleigh is our traveling cultural correspondent, Mr. Respondent Anderson.
Yeah.
Anderson, are you there?
Yeah. Does my tie look straight? Yeah. I think the makeup artist did a poor job today.
Anderson, you're live.
Whoa, oh, yes. Hello, well, I am Mr. Anderson, and I am standing currently at the NC Museum of History here at 5 East Edenton Street, and it is a beautiful day to be checking out the life and times of Raleigh, North Carolina. In fact, to be able to look at the kind of community, I'm here with Mr. Fred Old. This gentleman behind me happened to be the creator of the NC Museum of History, and in fact created the collection that in 1902, over 100 years ago, became the NC Museum of History that we see behind us. Here he is holding out a key, one that I am about to take from him. This is a landmark event. We also have in the background a Saratown woman from an Indian tribe that used to exist here, which you can find out more inside of our museum, and also Mr. Thomas Day, who is a North Carolina black craftsman who created a great amount of furniture, which we'll also see inside those doors later on today. I am very much looking forward to it, and as soon as Mr. Olds agrees to give up this key, I'll be heading on inside.
That is fascinating, Mr. Anderson. Is there anything else you would like for our viewers to know?
Oh, right. So we're actually going to be touring quite a little area of North Carolina, and we'll be starting as I walk across the street in order to check out the Capitol Square, something that all residents of Raleigh should be able to be acquainted with.
Anderson, no, you don't need to.
I'll walk across right now and check out the Capitol Square.
Thank you for the offer, Anderson, but you don't have to worry about exploring the whole state capitol.
Oh, no, it's okay. I move fast. I'm already across the street. This is our Capitol Square, where we have all sorts of laws and legislations made inside of this building. On any given day, you can actually come inside and see laws being passed in North Carolina with our Senate that meets inside. Now, this Capitol building that you see behind the World Wars Memorial was actually the second one to be built. The first one in the 1840s actually burned down, and everything inside was turned into ashes. But the current one has been up for quite a while. And Capitol Square is a park here at, cameraman, could you take a pan of the site? This has been used to place monuments and memorials for conflicts that America has been in, specifically North Carolina has been in, over the last 160 years. So you'll see quite a few different monuments and memorials. In this case, the one ahead of you is for World War II, but you'll find the Korean War, World War I, you'll see the Vietnam Memorial, as well as all the way back to the American Civil War and maybe even the Mexican-American War. So all of this is at our fingertips to be able to check out history at a glance just by walking around this Capitol Square. It's quite amazing. I agree. Oh, well, if you'd like to see more, just wait. I'll take a quick run down to our convention center, and you'll be able to see quite a bad mamma jamma of a statue in just a moment. Oh, no problem, no problem.
Anderson, no, you don't need to do that. I know you're fast, but that's 10 blocks away. Mr. Anderson? Mr. Anderson?
No. I'm here. I'm here already. So, you to get my breath for a second. Ran all the way here. Okay, whew. So this is the Raleigh Convention Center, and what is remarkable about this site is that people come from all over the state and nation to gather together, trades, businesses, political organizations, and here they're able to assemble and have their commerce, their normal trade. And because Raleigh's center of commerce is right here, it makes sense that we have one larger than life statue of Sir Walter Raleigh right here before us. Cameraman, if you can pan up and see this. Of course, he's not always attired in this way. This is hurricane hockey season, but Sir Walter Raleigh does have not just a namesake to share with this famous city.
That is fascinating, Mr. Anderson. Is there anything else you would like for our viewers to know about Raleigh?
Oh, certainly. There is an incredible amount of history that's associated with this city. The city was actually created in 1792. As I'm sure all of our viewers know, 200 years before that, Sir Walter Raleigh was instrumental in creating the very first colony just on our shore. North Carolina had the first English colony at a site called Roanoke. Of course, that being established in 1587 by this man right up here. 3 years later, when John White, the governor, came back to look for all of the colonists, including his own granddaughter, he found nothing but an empty husk of a colony, a settlement with no answers, a lost colony, in fact. Roanoke would not reveal why the colonists all disappeared, but Sir Walter Raleigh was that instigator of the colony, and for that reason, 200 years later in 1792, when it was that the government of North Carolina decided to create a city, not just erect a new one, but to make a new city, they looked around at all possible places, and they found that this site right here was the best place for a capital of North Carolina. And thus, Raleigh came into being in the year 1792. And that was quite a while after North Carolina was settled, but it was, in fact, 223 years ago. So, as of that time, Sir Walter Raleigh was named for this capital city.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Can you tell us anything about the man with the plan himself, the statue's namesake, Sir Walter Raleigh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of controversy that goes along with Sir Walter Raleigh. Known for being a gentleman and known for his good looks as well as his humor, he was definitely a favorite inside of the court of Queen Elizabeth I. But the story doesn't end there. Queen Elizabeth was not a fan of her favorite men in her court being married. In fact, it was very common knowledge that Sir Walter Raleigh and others, like Sir Francis Drake, were not allowed to be married if Queen Elizabeth had anything to say about it. In fact, her jealousy ran so deep that, in fact, when he did get married to a rather attractive woman, it was not until 2 years later that Sir Walter Raleigh and his marriage was found out, and therefore Queen Elizabeth actually locked him in a tower for a year, as well as his wife, until her jealousy calmed down. And he actually did go on to do a great many things inside of Queen Elizabeth's court, including found Roanoke. But Sir Walter Raleigh did fall out of favor after Queen Elizabeth's death, and he was in fact imprisoned by the next king, King James I of England, until he died in prison, a poor man. This is about all the time we have today, but I'm glad you're able to check out the history and sites of North Carolina. All this, back to you, Miss Dawson.
Well, thank you, Mr. Anderson. Raleigh sounds like an amazing place. Fun fact number 2. Raleigh is home to 3 of North Carolina's most interesting museums, all of them free. In a related story, Raleigh makes local news as one of its downtown schools prepares to explore Raleigh's history and culture. Apparently, over 130 7th graders are heading out today in order to investigate the places and events that make Raleigh, North Carolina, such a culturally rich capital city. Here we have our meteorologist, Miss Weatherfront Martinez Schultz. We are going to air her report from last night. What does the weather look like for Friday, Miss Weatherfront?
Hey folks, this is Mrs. Weatherfront's Martinez Schultz, and I'm here to give you the daily forecast for our wonderful day of field tripping. So our high for tomorrow is 85, so it's going to be warm enough where we won't freeze walk into the History Museum, but it's also going to be cool enough where we also don't catch on fire. We have a 0% chance of rain, so we do not need our rain boots or our umbrellas. It will be the perfect weather for this wonderful trip.
Thanks, Miss Weatherfront. Did you hear that, America? Perfect for a field trip. Exciting fun fact 3. Raleigh is also quite popularly referred to as the City of Oaks because of its beautiful forest of oak trees in the area. So an entire 7th grade team is going to head downtown to the History Museum to conduct a scavenger hunt. The school, Moore Square Middle, is giving each of the 7th graders a scavenger hunt document. Each student will be able to discover as much of North Carolina's history as they can in a competition. Apparently, the top 48 winners will earn a prize. If they can gather the most accurate answers on the field trip. You can do it, 7th graders. Also, the teacher with the most winning students will earn an ice cream party. Well, America, we're looking forward to touring another great national city with you. That's all for our special today in Raleigh. Tune in next week when we check out another great city, Toadsuck, Arkansas. And as your anchor, Umbrella Dawson, hope you have a great day.
Hey folks, this is Weatherfront's Martinez. Start over.
Thank you for the offer, sir.